Alright, we're gonna jump straight into this. It's gonna be a week recap on November week 2. Gonna be going over NQ and once again gold, just like the last week recap. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So, starting off on Monday, um, we have, let's see, okay, it was a no news on Monday, so I'm gonna use the replay mode to go back. And let's turn this indicator on. Monday, okay. We'll go to 11. That's good. Alright, so on this day, okay, just looking at this structure here, aren't really rejecting off of anything here on the 15-minute time frame. Maybe if we go to the 4-hour, might be something good here. Let's check it first. Nothing too significant. I mean, if you want to do this, we are in the a little bit above the 50% mark of this range. But yeah, really nothing to reverse off of here. Let's check the 4-hour and hourly before we scale down. We are in a massive bearish fair value gap, as well as tapping into this breaker block right here on the higher time frame. The 4-hour does seem to be inversed, so honestly bias is a bit conflicted. Drawn liquidity, this looks like a nice high time frame draw, just very nicely stacked, relatively equal lows right there. On the 15-minute though, we have great generated low resistance here. We've already taken out London, and seeing how we're reacting off of this level here, just an hour of just straight wicking up here. Seems pretty obvious that the draw is lower, maybe even towards these London lows right here. Let's see if there's any entries. So NQ, what does market open at here? Just run up. We get a 15-minute pullback. We might have got a continuation, but really nothing to even take here because there's not much of a draw to the upside. Maybe we got a 30 or 15 second, but on the other time frames, don't seem to get much. We do get a 2-minute here. We also get a 3-minute, but all of these candle closes are not ideal for good entry. We even have a 4-minute, and it's very, yeah, just not attractive at all. I mean, this was what the trade would look like if you took this. Really bad. Plus, there's nothing to target, so yeah. If we go on the 1-minute, if we're anticipating an entry to the downside, we have a 1-minute leg here, but we chop up. There's absolutely nothing to look at here on the 1-minute. Great level of support. As you can see, we bounce from here, here, and here. Continuing to hold this, so this is obviously a pretty significant level here. 2-minute as well, nothing really happening. It's just that 2-minute gap holding. Same thing with 3-minute. Same thing. No, actually, not the same thing on the 4-minute. There's no gaps. And this, I guess, is a 5-minute. So, I did not take this. I did see this, but personally, I didn't take it because I didn't really like the reversal point. I wanted I wanted a better level to be there, like maybe a nicely generated sweep, which I'm sure there was. If we go on the 15-minute, or the 5-minute, sorry, not the 15-minute. Might have been some lower time frame sweep. Okay, we did not seem to take that. Actually, let's check what that level was, and then just check over here, or we can just do this. I doubt it got hit. Yeah, just really nothing to reject off of besides that hourly, and yeah, just wanted a cleaner entry, but of course, this was pretty nice. Just seeing how this was a great support level at one point, and we finally broke through that. That indicates that price is likely to flush through all the way to these lows right here, because this was the main objective. This is just very obvious when you see this happen. 9 times out of 10, we're gonna run through it. So, yeah, just accumulation and just manipulation. Not much of manipulation, but we just end up distributing. Let's see what's on the 15-minute. We do have a good like break-even point here, or even just a target. If you had stops lower and just targeted for 1-to-1 here, this looks pretty nice. Yeah, let's see if this played out all the way towards London. So of course we took that out, but we don't seem to take London. Okay, we do take London. Hold up. Kind of getting hot here. I need to take my jacket off. So that's that for NQ. That's pretty much the only play we have here. You may have got continuations off of this 5-minute retrace right there, but it just doesn't seem ideal since we already took out the main objective, which is this low resistance. So let's go ahead and go to gold here. We have some internal sweep right there on the 15-minute. Let's check the hourly. Maybe we have any okay, we have I don't know what this is. Like, is this a volume imbalance or from Friday to, so this is Friday, Sunday. Okay, this is a new week opening gap. Why is my fucking box not coming on here? Thank you. So we are rejecting off of this as well, which is pretty nice. Again, that box, let's see what it looks like on the 15-minute, because I didn't see it on the 15-minute. That's really, really weird. I don't know why it's on the 15-minute, or not on the 15-minute, but the other time frames. But yeah, decent rejection level here. Let's see, we have unmitigated 4-hour down here. In terms of the hourly, after hitting this level, we do inverse this 1 hour here, as well as this 1 hour, so the bias kind of looks bearish here. We really don't get nothing. I mean, we could get a short. This is at 8:30. This is an hour before market open. We have stack liquidity here at this accumulation zone, and then we have a prominent low, which is London. It doesn't seem to get hit because this is obviously through the whole kill zone. So see if we got any plays here. Obviously, if we did, it would have been a loss, but we also have a 15-minute that's marked up there. Let's just verify that real quick. Okay. So yeah, let's see this play, because this looks like a decent play here. So we have a 1 minute, and we have a 2-minute as well. Seems to be it. So this 2-minute definitely would have got wrecked. We also had equal lows here on this 1 minute, and then we had London, which seemed to be a pretty good continuation target. We also had that 4-hour that I mentioned earlier. Oh wow, this 4-hour aligned perfectly with London. Wow, that sucks. Maybe we get some, or hopefully we didn't, because I think this was a loss too if we did get it. If we got to play off this 15-minute. Getting tapped into. Don't really get jack. I mean, we get a new leg here, which ended up getting inverse, so that likely would have been a nice play. With 3-minute IVG here. Maybe this works. Wait, no, it didn't. I forgot we haven't. Yeah, so that didn't work. Maybe you could have taken out or trailed. This is a 1 to 2. It did go from 1 to 2, so technically this play did hit. On Forge, actually, we had this play right before it just lost, and then we get a re-entry here. So, not sure if I would have taken this or not. Obviously, I didn't. I don't know what I was looking at on gold. I don't even think I was looking to trade gold this day, but yeah, pretty whack price action, in my opinion. It's not very ideal. Anyways, on to the next day. Monday and Tuesday were really boring, just to let you know. Things get interesting on the markets at around Wednesday. Dude, where the fuck are we, bro? You just spawned me in the middle of nowhere. Are you serious, bro? What is this shit, dude? Okay. So we're gonna go to the next day, which is Tuesday. And Tuesday, let me check on my other screen. Tuesday was a bank holiday. So yeah, this day was pretty slow. Alright, now let's just bring this back to 11. Okay. Oh my gosh, bro. Everything just fell. It's whatever. Alright, so this day, any levels. Not really expecting this to get ran through. Honestly did not know what to expect coming into this day. We do have a prominent low there. Damn, this looks so fucking boring, bro. This looks so ass. I mean, we get a 5-minute play here. This is late in the kill zone. Does not look attractive at all. I mean, we do take liquidity inside of an imbalance right there, which looks pretty nice to at least run some of this low resistance. Wow, okay, this looks nice. I like this level. I like this. Relatively equal highs right there. 5-minute play too, just failed. Let's see. I think, okay, I did take a trade this day. I did. Off of this here. Let me actually just bring this back to here. So, let's see what happened. Rejected off this 15-minute. We took liquidity here. We have an SMT as well, so that's very, very attractive. Definitely something you would want to see here. The highest time from inversion, we have a 1 minute there, 2 minute, 3 minute, and yeah, this 3 minute looks pretty solid. Targets, of course. See, we aren't too far off. It's not like very unrealistic to aim for this London, because also that just reminded me we had another level. Okay, so we have True Day Open lining up just almost exactly on top of London session high, and this also aligned perfectly with OTE, so this was perfect. This was a pitch perfect play here. Okay, you see 3 levels stacked on top of each other. We have a great initial first TP off of this extremely what did I say? Extremely, not extremely. These great relatively equal highs. I think I said lows earlier. I'm pretty slow right now. It's late and I'm tired, so forgive me for that. So we do have a 4 minute. This 4 minute closes all the way up here, and we also have a 5 minute that closes all the way up here. This 3 minute looks solid enough though. Great displacement. Yeah, this just failed, bro. I went break even here at this internal high. Luckily, if I would have held for break even up here, I would have got wrecked. Yeah, this is just a day that's just very fucking ugly and disgusting. You should just go back to bed if you even think about trading this day. So, this day, let's see. This is Tuesday, right? Let's go to market open, and we'll just play everything out. So the levels here, we have London session down here, low resistance right there. Not very, very developed, but you can tell it's starting to form here. In terms of the 4 hour, we have a 4 hour down there that aligns with that London low. We also have, let's see, an hourly too, but just behind that. So those are pretty much the levels. And let's see what we get. So we dump, we smack London. So this is a great reversal point. Okay, this is a very, very great reversal point. Okay, this trade I did take, and I ended up getting break even. Traded off this 2 minute right here, but I did not like the candle closure right here. So I waited for a little bit of extra confirmation, and I found out later that it literally closed at the exact same level of this. Or yeah, this closed at the exact same level that this closed, so I'm not even sure if I should count that as an IFEG or not. Very risky. We also had, I think, a 3 minute too. Yeah, a 3 minute up there, so this should have been the actual entry. Excuse me. If you want to be mechanical here, stops a little bit more discretional. Nice 1-to-1 here, targeting this 15 minute and 5 minute, and then this high as just an extra extended TP just to make this a 1-to-1. Almost got stopped. And we eventually do hit this target, And since this setup did fail, ended up, just running lower instead of continuing higher, and this being our true point of reversal. Then we can anticipate price going lower. Not too sure where, maybe all the way down here towards this liquidity here, but I don't know. We do have a 5 minute and a 15 minute, so that's the 15 minute. Here's a 5 minute that we tap into, and also taking liquidity right there. And let's see if we have an SMT. Wait, I was looking at gold. Never mind. I don't know why I was thinking I was looking at NQ. I was about to check ES for the SMT, but let's see what play we got. Dude, did we even get a play? There's like no fair value gaps here. What? Okay, I see it. Nothing on any other time frame except for this 1 minute IFEG here. Again, not the best close, especially making a wick like that. Basically the size of, almost the size of the body. And then just barely inversing that, not even by a point. It's very, very scary, but nice trade for 1.2 R. And this did deliver, hit the break-even point. We smacked, this got hit in like 3 minutes, bro. This was crazy. Let's see how far this went down. And then we'll move on to the next day. So yeah, we did take that liquidity right there. Alright, now that the boring days are out of the way, we had a no news Monday, bank holiday Tuesday. Now it's time to get this shit rolling. This is when stuff started actually happening. So the rest of the week we had Wednesday was a no news Wednesday. We were supposed to have CPI on Thursday and then PPI on Friday. Unfortunately, those things were tentative news because the government is still shut down. Pretty annoying, but yeah. What trade was this? I don't even remember the trade we went over here on NQ. That's how slow I am right now, because it did show that we delivered. Okay, so these targets were hit. This is fucking annoying, bro. This is the type of shit that you gotta deal with, bro. Like, you can have the perfect draw, and you can be so extremely right about it, but at the end of the day, price is just gonna do whatever it wants to do. But yeah, let's go on to the Wednesday. Wednesday, 11. Okay. Oh, my neck hurts, bro. Actually, let's bring this to 9 a.m. Okay. Dang, I don't remember this day at all. Alright, actually, we'll go ahead and start off with gold here just because I remember this day, and I'm going to have to do a little bit of trying to remember what happened on Wednesday. But basically this day we had, again, that low resistance that I was saying that was beginning to get built. We developed that even more with this high right here, so this is considered, to me, extreme low resistance strictly because of the levels we have. It's very, very, very attractive. We have Asia, previous day Asia low. We also have, let's see what this is marked out over here. We have a high right there. We have some highs up here. And if we go to the hourly, we have 1 and a 4 hour up there, which I wasn't even looking at, but you'll see why I have this marked out. So yeah, we have that higher time frame extreme low resistance. We also have sell side low resistance right here on a little bit of the lower time frame. What the heck? All right, so we have boom, 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 and we have relatively equal lows here. So at this point, what I would want to see is basically just a pullback. Okay, I want to manipulate lower, pull deeper into taking this liquidity out, whether it's these just relatively equal lows, or if it's this low, or even if it's London, then I want to see a reversal up and taking all that low resistance. So yeah, at minimum, I wanted to see us take this these relatively equal lows and then possibly continue to respect. Okay, this didn't even get respected. Never mind. But this low resistance sweep would have been enough for me to take longs. Unfortunately, we did not get that, bro. Let's actually play this out. So 9 a.m. Okay, here's market open. We hit this level of low resistance once again, and I'm really anticipating for us to hit these lows. I don't want to take a trade based off low resistance getting tapped, like a trend line trade, strictly because, I mean, it's a very much a possibility that we could just run lower and take all this trend line, and I would get stopped out, of course. So I did not want to wait for that. I did not want that to happen, so I was going to wait. For the most A+ setup, we end up getting this 1 minute IFEG. Okay, we get a 3 minute, but it closes all the way up here, but you don't need that. This 1 minute's solid enough. This is just crazy, bro. Okay, this might be where the 3 minute closed. Never mind, not even close. But yeah, bro, even just targeting this high up here would have been enough. This is what, 1.2, appears probably like a 1.5, 1.6. If you're targeting all of the low resistance, let's see how much that is. Previous day Asia, 3.9. And dude, basically for the rest of this, we just run up. I'm gonna go on a 5 minute. You're gonna see how fast we run up, bro. Look at that, bro. We hit crazy displacement at this point. We actually do hit these 1 in 4 hours all the way above here, which is just insane to me, bro. This is actually crazy. I'm gonna see how many points we run up on this. Alright, let's see. So from the lowest point we went to during market open, it was 87, basically 90 points on gold, not in Q. So that is absolutely crazy. Missed out on these, of course, but not really missed out. The setup didn't present itself. We wanted to see liquidity sweep or a better form of manipulation, and unfortunately we did not get that. So we did get a continuation right here off this 5 minute, but at this point, all of our levels got hit. Previous day Asia was the main ideal level. We already took out these highs up here, so you know, still trying to long here is just greed at that point, bro. But we did get a nice play off this 1 minute right there. That's the only thing we had, and then we respected this 1 minute, so you could even took this right here, but really not much of targets to aim for besides this all the way up here. And considering how much we expanded already, it's kind of just too much to ask for and not really realistic, unless we had like some crazy level that we were drawing towards. Yes, but there's nothing really much to aim for. And I'm getting my hoodie back on because I'm kind of cold. All right, now to go through NQ. Let's see what happened. Where are we, dude? Don't do this again. Okay. All right. I hope I don't sound too congested in this video. My nose, my sinus this entire week, bro, has just been messing with me, dude. I don't know how many times I blow my nose. Probably the most amount of times I've ever blown my nose in a week. Ran through so many rolls of toilet paper. Every time to the point where every time I blow my nose, the sides of my head hurt. It feels like I got a migraine. It's just so annoying to deal with. Excuse me. Okay, NQ. Let's see what we have here. I like longs. I like the idea of longs here. ES has London, equal highs. We want to see like some type of manipulation, maybe taking this low out inside this 15 minute. This would also be a nice retrace if we are going to mark the range out. Right there, it's a good retrace if we hit this 50% mark and then go long from here. But this day we did not get that, so I'm going to just go ahead and play it out. Absolute insane death candle, bro. This has got to be 100 points, right? 99 points. Okay, wait. We actually went over 100, but the candle closure is about 99 points. What the fuck, dude? What the actual fuck were we doing, bro? 100 points in 5 minutes? Dude, this is insane. We already take out all of the sell side, and at this point, we came all the way down here. Looking for longs, I mean, would just kind of be like pattern trading. If you think about it, like, dude, on this 15 minute, we already inverse here. It's very obvious that the targets are now going to be this sell side here, and we took that out. By the time we got an entry, I guess, because I have an entry marked up right here, so we're just gonna run this out, see how it goes. So we dump. Okay. Now, we had no entries, absolutely no entries, bro. Nothing, not a single pullback. Once we hit this level here, we did unfortunately take all the sexy low resistance right there, which is what we ideally wanted since we opened extremely bearish. We made equal lows here. We have a 15-minute right there, so I'm gonna go ahead and check that out. Yeah, we have a 15-minute there. This is obviously our next draw on liquidity. So yeah, basically, once this 5-minute gets tapped up here, wait a minute. Before we do that, since we already took all this out and we're waiting for a retrace, this 1 minute looked pretty solid. Didn't align with the bias, so it's not as A+ as this next setup, but if you want to target all the way up here for 1.67, or just look for something like a 1-to-1 here, this 5 minutes a good break-even point. So if anything, this honestly just not a trade that really should be taken, considering we made equal lows, and because we could just run this without getting a retrace. But ideally, if we want to hit this level, we would want these gaps to get tapped into before we push lower, but we don't know that. Okay, we don't know that. We need to trade along with the bias and what's most likely going to happen, so we have to take that into account. And this does end up getting break even here, and then runs up to TP. That's pretty unfortunate. But once we hit this 5 and 15 minute, so we have the 5 minute that we tapped into, which was the break even point. We have a 15 minute that we tapped into, and then a more premium 5 minute that we also tapped into. So let's see the entry that we got. So we got a 2 minute. So this is the 2 minute that we inversed. We inversed this 2 minute as well. This one was a break even play, unfortunately. Dude, this was perfect. Like a 1.25 R. That's just, dude, it's everything about this was so good. Just very unfortunate. Honestly, not even much of a great break-even point. It's just once we see a little bit more push down, like you don't want to see us pull back. Like you just want to see this flush, especially with the levels we had. We already had a retracement. Don't want to see us keep chopping up to go down lower. This did end up playing. Maybe if you didn't go break even here, because you want a good break even point, you don't just want to go break even when you feel like it, because then emotions will cloud your judgment. But going break even once we take this low that we made out would be perfect, because you would want to see a break of structure. Okay, you don't want us to see it. You don't want to see price making higher highs and lower highs when we're aiming for some sell side liquidity, right? You want to see us break structure and make lower lows and lower highs. So that didn't happen. You would have got break even right there. We did get a nice re-entry, but I did not take this. Was kind of being a pussy. I don't know why. We had a 4, a 3. So there's the 4 minute right there. We have a 3 minute right there. We have a 2 minute right there. We have this 1 minute up here that we tapped. And then we have a nice 1 minute inversion here. Pretty good displacement, especially like looking at this chop here and then looking how these candles are forming. It's just very, very A+ here. We do get a bit of a small retrace, and then we ultimately just dump towards these levels. And yeah, we can see if this level gets hit down here. So we did not, but maybe we had an SMT. No, we don't. So yeah, this level did not get hit. Maybe it gets hit here. Okay, yeah, we're not even gonna try that. But ultimately, these were the main draws on liquidity that I would have aimed for, that I was trying to aim for. But yeah, that's Wednesday. We already went over Wednesday on NQ, correct? Let me check. Yeah, we did. Let me just double check though. Where are we? Yeah. So now we're gonna start off with NQ this time, and we're gonna go over Thursday. I'm sorry, bro. This is the most boring recap. I have like no energy. I'm tired. I don't even feel like being here right now. I don't feel like doing this. All right, 9 a.m. So we can see based off the structure that, wow, we had great. I can just see this on the 4 hour. Dude, look at this low resistance that we generate, bro. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. That is insane. That's actually crazy. Um, but yeah, the draw on liquidity. So we're obviously seeing us like after this massive reversal here, we are kind of just ranging, and we're in bearish structure currently. So the draw on liquidity is of course this new week opening gap that we have yet to fill. Okay, we made this of course at the new week. It's already been halfway through the week. It's Thursday. We are bound to take this out. Okay, we also have liquidity resting within that new week opening gap. So yeah, just looks great. Let's see where we get our entry. Not looking for longs at all here. Okay, we already are in bearish structure. There's really no reason to go long here when you have a great DOL right there. So let's see. Wow. Okay, so we actually just dump all the way to new week opening gap. No entry given here. Technically, you could have taken a reversal play here and just target like a retracement. Like this could have been like a nice 1-to-1 here. But I didn't take this because we had multiple fair value gaps. We had a 1, a 2, maybe a 3, or a 4 and 5, but I'm not going to bother checking. So yeah, did not take that, but that is a clean model if you take that discretionally. We tap into this 5-minute, waiting for an entry to the downside because this is the main draw on liquidity here. So here's the new week opening gap, and then here's that liquidity resting right inside of it. Very, very obvious, okay? Now, we actually did take a loss here. Well, I didn't take a loss, but the setup did. What time frame was it? So we have a 3-minute right there. This was a 5-minute play. Okay, so off this 5-minute, where did we go? Oh my gosh, dude. Off this 5-minute, you could have aimed for like a 1-to-1. Put your stop a little bit more discretionally. Dude, this looks so fire. The only downside to this is that off this high, we create a 15-minute unmitigated gap, and you don't want your stops to be there because it's, we are likely to retrace and hit that. But dude, this shit didn't even see an ounce of profit before running up to stop loss, so that failed. We did end up hitting this 15-minute, but I don't think we got any plays off of it. Like at this point in time, if we check where, I already have it marked up. I don't need to do that. Let's see. So yeah, this 15-minute ended up getting inversed. However, we had an SMT at this liquidity sweep here. It doesn't look too obvious because it doesn't look like we hit it. But if we're paying attention to time, this is the 9:30 high, okay? This is the market open high, so it's very, very significant. It's not just any random one of these highs up here, right? So there's a big level of importance here. We have a 1-minute here, which you could have taken. You would have got a better RR. I think like a 1-to-4. Yeah, better RR, but we had a 2-minute right down here, and we also had a 3-minute. 5-minute was a good break even point. Yeah, this 2 and 3 minute, it's pretty much the same thing. Would have been a good play. What else was I thinking? I was thinking about something else. I don't know what. Yeah, once we get this, we're basically just aiming for this. This is the main draw, okay? Maybe you could partial at a 1-to-1 or something like that because this is a pretty high R trade. From here, let's see how many points this is. It's about 175 points you're looking at, 170 points. So partialing would have been nice, but if you're very confident in this play, this is a good trade to just fully hold when you're that confident in a draw on liquidity, right? Didn't take this because of the 15-minute IFEG to the upside, but I mean this looks very, very clean if you're not taking that into account. And also considering that this play failed, was a bit more risky of a play. And that's pretty much it for NQ. Now, if we go to gold, this was not a good day for me personally, bro. I took two shitty trades, okay? Let's bring this back here. So we reverse off here, inversing multiple gaps. It's very obvious that the target at this point is Asia, and this 15-minute here as just an extra like compliments that will go lower. Of course, the main target's Asia. Asia is also backed by an hourly that we could fill potentially like more, and then we have a 4-hour that we could also fill more as well. But yeah, looking at target Asia, we fail to hit this, and we develop a 5-minute, which also is equal highs right there on the 1 minute, and we make some low resistance here, and we take the 5-minute, but barely. We just barely take the 5-minute. Okay, I should have waited for a deeper manipulation, maybe even just hitting this 1 minute unmitigated gap up there. I decided to take a 30-second play, so this is exactly where the 30-second entry was. Close at the same time of this 1 minute. Targeting here for about a 3R. This is very, very good. Okay, it looks like, dude, I don't know what I was thinking, bro. This doesn't even look like a manipulation leg. Dude, this was so bad, bro. Of course, we got ran through, bro. Dude, and then I don't even know if this was a revenge trade or not, but we had a 15-minute gap here, right? We had a 15-minute gap that we created, and so that's where the stop loss was going to be at. It was at this high. Since we did retrace deeper into this 5-minute, and bro, I just took the first thing I could see, bro. Just looking to make my money back, and I got humbled. I actually took this play off this displacement, and then the last 2 seconds we actually finish inside of this gap. Pause. We close inside of this gap. So I took the play off here, and we didn't even inverse this. I was like, fuck, dude. And then seeing this rejection wick, I was like, I'm so screwed. And then the next candle, we actually did end up closing through that gap. So technically it was a model. So I held. I should have just left, honestly, bro. Because we got... I was about to say something else. I should not say that on YouTube. We got railed. How about that? That's better. And then once this play failed, I was just like, fuck this shit, bro. I'm done. And then we just chop up for a long-ass time. I think we run up higher eventually. I'm just happy that I have one more day to do, and I'm done with this recap. Yeah, we just flush. Like, what the fuck, man? And we actually inversed the 15-minute for no fucking reason, bro. Like, I would have respected price more if it held this 15-minute and then delivered, but no, we inversed that shit just to dump. Like, what the fuck, bro? You gotta be... I have not fucked with gold, bro. Not fucking with gold this week. Anyways, let's finish this recap off with Friday. Let's get this over with. Friday, I missed out on lots of profits. Honestly, coming off this Thursday, because I performed not as well on Thursday, caused me to not perform well on Friday. Just because I was kind of in the mindset of like, look, I'm just let Thursday be, try to end this week off early, and just come back next week more refreshed. So already wasn't really thinking about taking a trade. And then, dude, I was up till 4 a.m. Mind you, I have to wake up at 8, okay? Market opens at 8:30 for me on my time, not 9:30. So I had to wake up at 8, and I went to bed past 4 because I was working on a website for a client that I didn't even fucking close, bro. So I made the website and shit for no reason, bro, because it's overall not the best, bro. A bunch of trials and tribulations that I went through this day. And I'll be back. I gotta blow my nose. Alright, I'm back. So where are we at? 8 a.m. Okay. Obviously not expecting anything too crazy coming into the day. Looking at the structure, we didn't have any of those news that was supposed to come out on Thursday and Friday. So yeah, honestly, I liked a reversal here, targeting like a 15 or like a retracement. If we go on the hourly, we developed a nice SMT here, as you can see right there. Now, I was waiting for a, let me actually go to 930. Okay. So we did dump. We don't have any lower time frame SMT, which if we did, I would have been much more confident in it. But, you know, seeing the SMT and everything, it was perfect, right? We have an unmitigated hourly, another one, a 15-minute. Like, bro, we're bound to retrace here, okay? We have great, relatively equal highs. This is so similar to what we did on, I think it was Monday, that we edged, or Tuesday, so one of those days that we got to break even because we were targeting for something like this. But this is perfect, okay? Absolutely perfect. Now, looking at the 15-minute chart, at the time, okay, not looking at this count at the time, we were just had a massive death candle. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to just wait for long, but I'm going to be patient, okay? Because I saw on the daily time frame, we had a massive rejection wick, okay? This is perfect. Now, what I wanted to see, because we were already dumping at the time, we were still forming crazy bearish candles, right? I wanted to see us tap into, you know, tapping into this OTE of this rejection wick would have been perfect, but, you know, even this EQ tap would have been good enough for me to 100% confirm my bias to go long here. Well, I was already long with my bias, but I wanted a actual confirmation to go long, like for an entry wise. But yeah, I was looking at my phone for a bit, and then I saw this happen, right? Boom, candle right here. And dude, I was going to enter this. I was trying to enter, but of course I have to do risk management. So I had this is how I do my risk management. What's it called? I'll just have this like marked up or whatnot, and then whatever I risk, in this case 400, for like a live trade, for like my live account. And then tells me how much I have to enter. So I had to look at this, calculate it, and then go into the prop firm and type in the amount of contracts I want to enter, and I was just too late. You know, I could have had this ready by the time this entry happened, but I was expecting for this to get hit. I wasn't expecting for a crazy rejection here, and this is just why you have to always be prepared, okay? You cannot be slow. You have to be quick in this game, bro. Price is not going to wait for you to enter. Like, you have to be quick. Which was all honestly just my fault. Dude, I was just so sloppy from coming, you know, from the previous day with those 2 L's, and then also just working all night long on that website. So yeah, very unfortunate. This technically wasn't the mechanical model, because you should have waited for this 2 minute. But if you did, you would have missed out on so much profit. That's like, dude, at the close, you would have missed out on 60 points, bro. This 1 minute is more than enough. I mean, yes, we did have a tiny 1 minute up here, but you gotta think about it, bro. Look, the levels we're rejecting off of is already perfect. We have this crazy displacement on this massive gap right here. Like, do you really think this little ass fucking fair value gap is gonna stop us from moving higher, bro? Like, come on. This is just one of the best discretional plays, honestly, probably of all time, bro. Looking at the displacement, like, dude, this next candle, you literally could have just, dude, you would have hit full TP if you just aimed for like a 1-to-1 within a minute. That's crazy. This did end up reversing all the way up. If I play this out, all the way up to London and Asia, which is insane, bro. What a crazy way to end the week off. And dude, the FOMO was so fucking real, bro. The FOMO was so real, dude. Like, I could have made this back times a million from what I lost the previous day, but dude, that is just crazy. What an insane way to end the week off. And then this day, so what's actually funny is I missed out on 2 entries. So right here around 9:35, I missed out on that. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, it's whatever. Looked at gold, and these are basically the levels we were rejecting off of, okay? We have a 4-hour that we rejected off of, as well as an hourly, and as well as a 15-minute right there, as you can see, and then also taking liquidity there, because this is nothing but imbalances, and then we have that little bit of a pullback, which is built up liquidity. I have an unmitigated 15 up here, an unmitigated 5, the more premium 15-minute in this OTE range. But this was a good target. We have an unmitigated 5-minute just above this 15-minute, which also aligned with EQ of this little range that we built, right? Let's see the entry. If there's a 2 or 3 minute, so nothing on the 2. Well, we did have a 2-minute right here. But again, you would have missed out. Crazy profits, already hit break even, everything. But yeah, this 1 minute was super nice. I would have missed out on this candle, which is the same time the NQ one closed, but luckily for this one, we didn't like have another following crazy candle up like this. So I would have had a chance to enter. Not only that, but it was further confirmation because, well, this wasn't even a fair value gap, but dude, I just had so many opportunities. So by the time I missed out on the NQ trade, I went to gold and I saw this, and then I didn't have enough time on this one because this was directly like, this was 1 minute after, bro. This is literally 1 minute after, bro. We have 35 here and then 36 there. It's 1 minute. So, of course, I didn't have time to enter this one either. And then this one ended up delivering. And, bro, it just hurts, bro. It hurts my soul. I missed out on 2 absolute bangers, bro. Like, what the fuck? And look how much this ran up to, bro. Let's see how far this ran up to. If it hit up here, that's going to be crazy. Okay, it didn't, but still. This did end up running up all the way to a 4.44 RR trade. That's crazy. But yeah, that's basically going to be it for the week recap. Not happy with how I performed, dude. I mean, Monday and Tuesday were all right. Nothing really much happened, so didn't miss out on anything. We played things pretty perfectly, but dude, Wednesday and Thursday, I'm so disappointed in how I managed those days, bro. And you know, even if I did catch these trades, I really shouldn't. I wouldn't even have deserved it. Just seeing how horribly I played Wednesday and Thursday. So yeah, and then missed out on these. So of course, did horrible on this day as well. Just a lack of speed and urgency, dude. Just being sloppy and lazy. But bro, I mean, there's not much you can do besides come into the next week and do better. So yeah, we'll see how next week goes. This week, obviously not that great for me. Very slow at the beginning, and then I sold. This was all my fault, bro. It was nothing wrong about price action. It was just my fault entirely. So that's going to be it for this week recap. Going to go ahead and end this. It's going to be, dude, it feels like I've been talking for hours. But yeah, got to upload like 2 videos, including this one. So I'm going to do that. And yeah, I'll probably do another week recap tomorrow because I have to do the previous week, which was week 1. And I have not yet done that. So I'm going to get that done tomorrow and then upload that tomorrow. And we'll be all caught up with content. And yeah, I'm just going to anticipate coming into this new week, making up for my mistakes, learning from them, and doing better. So that's going to be it for this week recap. And peace.